Leshe John Baptist. I'm the Deputy President of the National Unit Platform in charge of Eastern Uganda. And the presidential candidate of my party, the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, is here in Eastern Uganda on his second leg of his campaign trail. He was here much earlier. In fact, he launched his campaigns and a manifesto in Eastern, and that is Busoga sub-region. And thereafter, of course, he was briefly in the Central region, and this time round he is back to Eastern. We commenced with Butevo yesterday, ended up in the evening in Budaka. So far so good, although indeed we ended late past the normal stipulated time, but we blame this on the police who have chosen to take us through Panya roads, and in a way they have been eating into our time, and mostly we cannot arrive in a good time in our evening venues for campaigns or the last rallies. Today we are in Chibuku, and from Chibuku we shall conclude with Butaleja. Tomorrow we shall be in Namisindu and Manafa. On Thursday we shall be in Tororo, and then we conclude this second leg of our campaigns in Eastern in Busia on Friday. So far we are progressing well. The only hitch is where we see the police perfecting the art of taking us, of actually wasting our time. I would sum it up as wasting our resources, because the most important resource for us in these campaigns is time. But take the case when we were in Mayuge, for instance. The district headquarters where the venue was could have taken us less than an hour, about 30 minutes. But the police took us through the longest routes to get to the venue, and it took us more than 3 hours. Equally, I saw it yesterday. From Butevo through Ikiki to Budaka took over 2 hours. And by the time the presidential candidate started to address the mammoth crowds, it was threatening 6. So this is a challenge, but in the evening I engaged the police, and they have also pledged to be more cooperative than before, we hope. No, you have not seen any scuffle, although they have almost attempted to create a scene in some more places we have been. Like, for instance, in Busoga, after Namwendwa, we were supposed, I think, to open an office. But even when they were provocative, we could not play into their game. And they have tried those scenarios to try to create a scene, but they have found that smarter. So the truth of the matter is, even when from the surface you think we are flowing well with the police because you are not seeing tear gas, far from it. The police seem to be under instruction to ensure that we waste a lot of time in these movements through Panya roads. Are you aware that Jinja we could not make it in the city, and Iganga we were literally blocked from accessing the gazetted venue for campaigns, where other presidential candidates had addressed their supporters at the Iganga railway area. We were blocked, and we have now lodged a complaint to the relevant body, the Electoral Commission, to ensure that they get those places where we have gaps again rescheduled for our presidential candidate to have our campaigns logically concluded in a given region like that of Soka. We are blaming the security for wasting a lot of our time by taking us through routes which would not easily enable us to access the venues in good time. And I've told you that yesterday I engaged the police and asked them to be very considerate and realistic, that if I'm to make it to a given venue and there is an easy access road, I don't see why they would want to complicate it by creating a long route. And that, of course, could be deliberately designed to get our candidate not to address or reach out to his supporters in most of these areas. But what we have also realized is we are a threat. There is no other candidate that is attracting mammoth crowds like the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. The Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, I must say, is a crowd puller. And the pulling of crowds is organic. It's not where you see some candidates ferrying crowds. I wouldn't want to call them supporters. Because if you ferry even non-voters like pupils, school children, and dress them in party colors, it wouldn't make sense. And these crowds, in the past, we have also realized, translate into votes. You remember the votes that we garnered in the election of 2021. We got that victory, although it was stolen. The truth of the matter is a replica of what happened is what's happening now. Because we have a candidate who is so magnetic, so much, so in fact that even on the way, he makes stopovers which are forced on him by the supporters, by the support. Because like yesterday, as he was making his way to the last campaign venue in Budaka, we met with a mammoth crowd in Ikiki. And this mammoth crowd, there is no way he would not be compelled to speak to them. So he had to take time to address those ones. And many more such crowds keep emerging on our way to a given rally or rather venue for campaigns. Ipod was at a time when they wanted the National Unity Platform to be conscripted into it. Was a mere NGO. And definitely there was no law that would require one to secure membership in Ipod. So literally we were not members because it was not enshrined in the law. It was an NGO. We were members of the National Consultative Forum. That one is a fact. And now that the membership of the National Consultative Forum has been conjoined with that of Ipod, and Ipod, of course, after an amendment of the Political Parties Organizations Act, Ipod was actually incorporated into the National Consultative Forum, and now it is a legal entity. And we are required by law definitely to join, although not by force. Now what we realize, of course, that law was made with the eyes. The eyes were targeting National Unity Platform for her purported stubbornness not to join Ipod, where they would sit together with the General Museveni and shake hands. That's what they have been aiming, actually struggling to do, to ensure that we are arm twisted to get to the sitting table with General Museveni. So, having the law amended to incorporate Ipod into the National Consultative Forum became binding for all parties that have membership in Parliament to secure to be members. So after the law constituted the Ipod as one of the statutory bodies that would require all parties with membership in Parliament to be members, we realized we have to comply with the law. We are not complying with the directives of anybody. As a party, we are complying with the law. And this virtually has nothing to do with being compromised. Far from it. Far from it. We have not been compromised to join anybody or even to sit under any party president, however powerful, including the powers that be. We are not. We are only complying with being a law-abiding party. We have realized that we shouldn't be seen to be on the wrong side of the law. All our supporters, well-wishers, and those ardent foot soldiers that are in the trenches galvanizing support for our presidential candidate. My message to you is that of thanksgiving. I do appreciate the effort, the energy, the labor, commitment, and the sacrifice that you are making to ensure that the presidential candidate in the name of the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu this time round wins this protest vote. It's a protest vote because we are protesting against what happened to our earlier vote. This vote cannot be treated like the previous one, which was stolen. This time round, we are calling upon you with that support and commitment to ensure that the vote is cast in good time. The vote is protected up to the tally center, and ensure that this time round you don't allow any foul play. So come in the large numbers. We are calling upon the new entrants, those who are going to vote for the first time. Are you aware that most of the Gen Zs who are going to vote for the first time, almost all of them, if not 3/4, are in support of National Unity Platform. So please be vigilant and ensure that this time round our victory is not stolen, because the victory is already seen clearly, like you can see water in a glass.